So we're going to come back a little bit, back to not the future. We've seen the future now, but let's come back to the present a little bit, and for some of you, perhaps a little bit the future, to talk about what is available today. Some of the recent innovations in SAP Business One 9.2. That's the most recent version. I've spoken with many of you over the last days, and also knowing that quite a lot of you are on older versions, even 8.8. But very interested to see what is coming, getting prepared to move, let's say, into the next version. So what I want to do is just showcase some of the innovations that we have come out with this year that you might have heard about, perhaps not seen so much in details. And we'll do it in a little bit different way. We don't have any slides. And we're going to do a role play. So I'm going to be one of you guys. I'm going to be a customer. And Idit, one of our solution experts in North America, going to be a partner consultant. And I've just been hired to a company like yourself a week ago. Just started. I'm the new sales manager. This company has a lot of potential. They can grow more. They just had to beef up their sales. And I have called in my partner, my SAP Business One partner, to get a little bit knowledge, because I really understand technology is important, but I want to figure out what SAP Business One, especially the latest version, can offer me. So Edith, thanks for coming today.
Thank you, Finn.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
All right, good. Hey, so I called you in here because I really need to get going on technology and get more out of our Business One system that we had for years. We have been running 8.8 till very recently, but a couple of days ago, one of your colleagues came and he converted us to HANA 9.2 patch level 4. We're still figuring out what all into that, but very smooth. The guy was very professional. Probably you know him. His name was Paul Killing, something like that. Paul Killingsworth. Yeah, excellent guy. Okay. But let's start very quickly. So I'm getting into understanding our company and our customers, and what can you recommend for me to use to really understand who is my best customers? Customers giving me the most revenue and profit. Okay. You have something cool that I can use.
So now that you can actually see my screen.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah, Finn, so you know, with Business One on HANA, you have so many options to show and analyze your data, but I know you and you like Excel, so yeah, I'm going to recommend in this case our brand new Excel report that was introduced in 9.2. So I'm going to launch it from Business One, and it's going to kick off Excel with certain plugins that will allow me to create the report. So here is my Excel, and you can see the two plugins, the Excel reports and interactive analysis. Those are the two tools that we have today to create Excel reports. I'm going to go ahead and create a new Excel report, and the big power here is that it is using the HANA semantic layers, or the models that are pre-delivered with Business One. As well, if you have any custom models you deployed in your database, you're going to be able to consume those as well. So we're talking about profit and my best customers. I like to use the profitability analysis semantic layer. And once I'm in, I'm going to see everything on the left side, all the measurements, all the attributes, and I can start creating a report. So let's go ahead and start with, first of all, showing the business partner, because this is what we really care about. So just by dragging and dropping, I'm already starting to build my report. Every report needs some measures, so I'm going to add my gross profit amount, as well as net sales amount, and run the report. And there you go, you have live data from Business One showing you your customers' gross profit, sales amount. You can sort it, you can take it from there.
All right, that seemed pretty quick and easy, but that must be all the sales we've ever done. I mean, we're in Q3 now. Can I just easily just look at Q3 results for this quarter?
Correct, Finn. It is everything, right? We never want to look at everything. So I'm not in sales, but I know sales guys are all over Q and numbers
Quarters,
and
all
all
about
of that.
quarters.
So I agree. Let's go ahead and add some period information. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and add the year. Right here on top of my gross profit, I'm going to expand the selection, in this case all the way to column G. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit smaller. Now if I run the report, I'm actually going to see every year from the beginning of the database. So you did mention you just want to see a specific quarter, so I'm going to go back to create the report.
Really cool, just a quick feedback to you. You see the result with live data right away. As you design the report, you see the data. So you don't have to think, you can just design as you go along and look at the real data.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
That's the way to work with it, to just add a field, run it, see if it's good for you, and adjust it from there.
Because HANA can power it like that.
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
User interface.
So now it's not just showing my years. I can go ahead and add some additional filtering and setting to the report. For example, I can go ahead into the filter and filter by any dimensions and attributes that are part of my model. In this case, I'm actually going to use the time function, which is a really cool feature also in the Excel report that allows me to use some dynamic time functions. In this case, I'm going to ask for the date to be in, you mentioned current quarter.
Current quarter,
okay,
Q3.
So I'm going to pick the QTD, which is current quarter to date.
Current quarter is Q3, so that works for me.
Cool. So, you can see here some other dynamic time functions, and, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but let's go ahead and run the report. I'm also going to add the quarter information right here. So I see what I'm looking at. Again, run the report quickly, and now I'm only seeing the current quarter. And it knows because it's September of 2016.
Cool, real-time, up-to-date data. Now, what if I want to compare this kind of to Q3 last year, same customer, just to see kind of if they're growing, etc. That's often, in my previous system, the problem you have to run one report and another and then comparing a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that easy with this tool?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going back to the same area and add another time function in this example. I'm going to add a second row right here on the same parameter, the same dimension. This time I'm going to use another dynamic time function, and we said same quarter of last year. So again, I just need to select it and I'm ready to go. So go ahead and run my report. And now we'll have the two sections of the report to show me both.
Easy, and now I can do other Excel formatting. You can do some formatting, I guess, using Excel or not, and formulas.
That's a big advantage of just being based on Excel. Most of us know Excel. We can make it prettier. We can add some totals. Let's do a little bit of that. Maybe I'm going to add a total right here. For the total, this is kind of a dynamic report, so I'm going to have to use, instead of just a regular summary, I'm going to simply drag again the gross profit right here and the sales amount right here, and it's going to summarize the column, the two columns. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe add some color. We want to see the totals. Maybe in red. I can also format the sales, for example, to show it as a currency. So again, leveraging some of the Excel capabilities help me in that with that tool. So let's go ahead. I can do really anything I would like in Excel. Go ahead and run it, and it looks a little better, more readable.
Cool. Well, everybody knows how to do Excel stuff, so that's excellent. It looks like anybody can use it, even me. No, that's cool. Now, what if I want to run exactly the same? Can I save it and then in Q4 run it again?
Yeah.
So run number. Yeah.
Good thinking. So from here, I can go ahead and save as. And this goes directly into the Business One main menu. So
Okay.
I can kind of pick and choose where I want to save it. I can manage different folders underneath the main menu. And in this case, I just, obviously I'm going to put it under sales, and I created a profitability folder where I'm going to place the report. So just provide a name, and that's how it's going to show in Business One. So I already created the report, so I don't have to save it right now. Now I'm back in Business One into the main menu, and you would notice that you have the Excel reports and interactive analysis. Go ahead into my folder, and I'm going to see the report that I just saved. So here is my comparison of Q3 versus, of current quarter versus current quarter last year. I can open as many Excel reports, by the way, at the same time. That's not a problem. And here is the report. And again, it does read live directly from the database, and no need to do additional work.
Awesome. I really love the way you just design the report. You're looking at the data live, and it's some much better user interface. Now, about Q4, and that's going to be, for me as being a new sales manager in this company, extremely important. I had to prove to Jeff, that's the MD, that we're really selling more. And I asked all the sales guys, sales reps, to give me now their forecast for Q4, what we will be selling. But is there something in the software, I mean, with this HANA, predictive, fast analytics, is there anything that I can get out of the system that can understand, help me predict what will happen in Q4?
Actually, surprisingly, yes.
Hey, what a surprise.
So starting 9.2, we introduced what we call intelligent forecast, which is a really nice name and sounds fancy, but it is really intelligent. It's using, again, the power of HANA, using different algorithm to predict my sales for the future. So it is part of the MRP system, part of my forecast. So I'm going to go ahead and...
Can we do something for the JB printer?
Oh yeah, that's a very popular item.
My MD talk about it all the time.
All day.
I had to pay attention to those printers.
All right, cool. So yeah, so let's do maybe Q4 JB printer forecasts. So instead of, if you guys know the MRP, generally I would select my items, select the warehouses, and add some quantities, but instead I'm going to generate an intelligent forecast directly from the application. Okay, got an error here. I'm going to have to launch Business One again. No demo is perfect without a problem.
It's live.
It is live. It is using AWS, very, very easy to use platform. All right, just give me a second. So I'm going to launch B1 again.
So you see a lot of innovations, as we talked about before, while Idit is logging in, is coming on HANA. HANA is the future of SAP, is the future of Business One. And for all you guys, awful good way of getting competitive edge against your competitors. And you will see more and more these smart tools coming in Business One, leveraging a lot of development effort being done in the database that the B1 development team is just reusing, as we heard before, to really do cool stuff. Not only do analytics, but also helping the users having a nicer experience working with the software. My favorite one is enterprise search, but we didn't want to talk about that again. Are you back here now? You can continue.
I'm back. All right, cool. So that's where I generate the intelligent forecast. So we are going to focus right now on just one item, the JB printer. Of course, you can generate it for multiple items. You can select from a list. You can do it by item group, by property, so any of that. So next thing I need to decide is whether I'm going to base my forecast on order history or on actual sales.
Actual sales.
Actual sales. Makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and select invoices right here and generate the forecast. So the system will again look back into the future. Back
to the future, back into the past.
To the past.
Yeah.
All the blue area is my past, and the yellow area is the prediction, the future.
Awesome. Looks really, really cool. So, okay, so the yellow one is my Q4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure I'm so happy about my future. I'm not going to be cool with Jeff with that forecast, Edith. Are you sure your software is not really a little bit
well,
crappy?
listen, it's your company, not mine. So.
Be careful, I'm your customer. So you're saying it's our data, okay, but look at that. Most of that path you're using is kind of flat. Could we?
True.
I think there must be something wrong. Can we get rid of that and not use that old data predicting my Q4? I need a better Q4 forecast.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we kind of started okay. We've got flat for a couple of years.
It's crushing.
Yeah, it's not looking good. So let's get rid of some of the history. So what I can do is adjust the time buckets. It's looking backwards. By default, it's 100 time buckets. Each time bucket is 4 months. So I'm just going to reduce it to 50 and generate the forecast again. And let's see if we get a different picture this time.
Not 100% good yet. But I see you're using more of the recent history. I feel more comfortable about doing that, by the way. But it's still not right. So how does it actually forecast? How does it do that?
Well, let's ask the developers and
that
created HANA. It is using different calculation methods. Again, using some of the engines that are built in with HANA. This will allow us to really take the past and use that predictive, very similar to what Ralph was talking about, to predict what you're going to buy and to give us recommendation for the future. And this is the power of HANA right here.
Okay, I'm just going to step out of my customer role into my SAP role a little bit. So it's actually using statistical methods, very theoretically running a lot of different regression analysis and comparing R-squares, correlations, whatever, and then picking that forecasting method that fits the best and then using that to calculate in the future. So a lot of calculation in the background, but you can see how fast it is. And it's HANA, so that's what it's doing there. Okay, but how can we have a little bit more trust in that this, way of forecasting actually works? I feel still a little bit uncomfortable with.
Still skeptical.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is actually a way to prove that the forecast is close to the reality by simply kind of dragging the forecast back to the past. I'm going to go all the way to the beginning of 2016. What it will do, it will look at everything before that date and then provide me a forecast as what the software would have predicted if I was doing it back then in 2016, and then I can compare it to my actual sales. So it's not 100%, but you can see the trend
is there. Yeah. I had to say the trend is there, so it could be a good forecasting model, but still that crash in Q4, we had to avoid that. What about that big number? There's one big number there in 2004. I wonder what would that look like if it didn't have such a big sales in that specific month.
Yeah, that's a little bit kind of off the chart. So let's just kind of reset and clear the forecast. So we do see here some areas that are kind of not normal maybe compared to the other sales numbers. So what I can do just for the forecast sake, of course I can change the past, but I can adjust the forecast and say, usually during that time I'm selling around 60 items, because I know my company, and the forecast area will be adjusted accordingly. I can also take lower points and, for example, raise them. So, usually October is better. I'm going to raise it a little bit, and you can see how every time the forecast gets adjusted.
Okay. Well, it's getting better, but still Q4 should be a lot better. But great insight.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be positive thinking about this. This is not a problem. I'm going to think about it as an opportunity. You know?
Yeah.
So I think we can sell a lot more of the JB printers. And what I noticed in the company is that we got 10 salespeople. They're very busy in the office doing all different type of things. And I think that is a problem, actually. They're busy in the office. Salespeople shouldn't be in the office. So I plan to next week kick them out of the office and have them go to customers. You know, so they're going to be mobile. And what can you help me? Do we have some weapons we can give in their hands so that they can actually, you know, do their job when they're on the road and visiting customers?
Yeah, I'm just gonna need like a minute to connect to where I'm trying to connect.
All right, okay. So while
so if
Idit
that's
does
okay
that,
with
I
you.
will try to think of some jokes. No, but what you saw again with the forecasting is, you know, we just play around with the data and you see the results. You know, I had some doubts about this, that, and whatever, and I felt comfortable changing it a little bit. And that is kind of like the future a little bit. We saw in an Excel report that you interact as a user differently with this system. You don't have to think too much up front. You just on the spot, you do things and you see how it works out. The graphics are really nice. You connect in another way to the system. And personally, I think that is the really cool thing about HANA. The speed behind it is just a building block for creating this type of user interface. We're not going to talk about enterprise search, but I've spoken with so many customers saying like that alone, that you Google and you find whatever, is that user interface is just worth investment in the HANA. So this is what what we're seeing. We have already a lot for you to start leveraging already, and moving into the future, you will see more and more of these things coming that are going to help the user being smart of interacting with Business One. As you can see in the forecasting, even trying to leverage everything and the speed to try to help you think about things that could happen in the future. Of course, this forecast is not necessarily perfect, but it's one input into a sales manager's job of trying to estimate what's going to happen. Now, probably, the data is really showing that Q4 is crap for this country, for this printer, so it's an opportunity to do something better. You're online now? Okay, so you have some solutions for my sales guys going to be kicked out of the office.
Yeah, sales guys are very busy people, we know that. So for that, starting 9/2, we created a sales app built on HANA, just again dedicated for salespeople that can go on the road, create certain activities, opportunities, orders, look at their customers and so on. So as I log into the app, first of all, I can see my to-do list. So first I see that, wait, I have a keynote at ASUG with Finn.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm here already. So let's go ahead and let my manager know that I'm here. So I'm gonna go into to the activity and I can actually check in. So this will use the native device capabilities to find my location and check in myself to the ASUG event. So now I'm checked in. I can even click here and take a look at a map where I am. So now, again, everybody knows that I'm right here. Going back to the activity, I can even add an attachment. And, to prove to Mr. Killingsworth that I'm actually doing my job, I can even take a picture. Yeah. You want to be in the picture, Finn?
Yeah, make a picture with me and,
cool. And everybody say
and
cheese.
everybody, cheese.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Very cheesy.
Oh, you look kind of nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, we got applause for making a picture with an iPhone. That's cool. do that more often.
I will. All right. Yeah, I guess it takes a minute to save.
Okay, so then you can take pictures. You can upload it into Business One, link to your activity. So, whatever you see, a problem, a picture of the customer or whatever, you can put on.
Yeah, a really happy customer in this example. All right. kind of slow. Let me kill it and launch again. So by the way, as you log in, you're using your SAP user. So it can be any professional or limited user, but as well, if you only need the capability in the application, so you can get a less expensive mobile user that can only do the stuff in the application. So it's another advantage, can save you a lot of money for your salespeople that are on the road, and again, you don't need a full license for them.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to send the salespeople out there to visit customers. Can the app kind of help me which customers they should visit?
Yeah. So using the app, I can go ahead and use the, remember the intelligent forecast? So there's also an intelligent sort in the app, which again, using different algorithm within HANA, where I can see, I can sort my customers and have the application give ratings to the different customers based on, for example, recency. When did I last interacted with them? Frequency, how often? I can even do churn probability. So this will actually show me customers I have a good chance of losing. And maybe I want to go back to them and talk to them and see if I can get them back. But it is the end of the quarter, so I actually want to focus on some good, happy customers. We don't want to deal with ones that are not too happy. So I'm going to use the RFM, which is just a combination of recency, frequency, and monitoring. And it will rate my customers by best to not worse, but to not as good. And I can I can go ahead and say, you know what, I think you should actually talk to Earthshaker, maybe offer him some printers, because there's a good chance he's gonna buy them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then when you're done, one of the sales reps is at this customer, can you use the app to just actually place an order so it goes back to the office,
Yep.
back office to deliver it?
So yeah, let's go ahead and create a sales order for that customer. I'm gonna go ahead and add a new sales order. I'm already from within the customer, so it knows I'm looking at Earthshaker. As I kind of drill down, trying to drill down. Okay.
Having some connection issues.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I got. Well, we're using some SAP servers, and the security on those servers is pretty rough. So let me try it one last time, and if this doesn't work, we'll move
Some
on.
of you have perhaps seen the another mobile app from oh, there you are. Stop talking.
Okay. So again, let's go back to my Earthshaker. And hopefully it will be faster. Transactions, sales orders, create a new sales order. Okay, I'm supposed to tweet now.
You almost did it. You made a picture at least. You can leverage later.
Yeah, I'll do it after. All right, so a really cool feature with the app. See, I put a reminder. Is that it will recommend to me what this customer can possibly buy. So there you go, JB printer. Maybe choose a few more. If I go onto the items area, I can see a list of all my items, and I can add additional items from there. Done. I can play around with the quantity, add quantity, and so on.
That looks like consumer software. You do it with your thumb on your iPhone.
Yeah, yeah. And if I'm done, I can go ahead and create the sales order right on the fly. It's going to be synchronized, of course, to the back office And
And
I
you
will
can,
see
you
it
can
in
check if
business
there's
one.
enough stock of that item and stuff like. You don't have to show, but you can
Yeah.
check that, right?
Yeah, there
Okay.
is some additional features like looking at items, inventory. So you're on site, you want to see the status of inventory for specific items. Again, let's look at our JB printers, and there is an in-stock area where I can see everything, like what I have totally in stock, what I have per warehouse, and other information.
Awesome, cool. Now, what about those employees that their eyes are not so good? They watched on the small iPhone, or they need to do, let's say, more stuff than only sales orders and these type of things when on the road. So, do you have some other technology I can put in their hands and kick them out of the office?
Yeah. So.
I'm very much into this kicking them out of the office.
So yeah, starting 9.2, again, there was a lot of nice changes in 9.2. We introduced the browser access for Business One, so this will allow you to just log in from anywhere, basically. I'm going to quickly log in using my iPad in this example. So yeah, this is yep, a little bit bigger, or should be. And a little bit about the browser access. It's just really a service that runs on your presentation server that that generates a URL for you, and that you can just log in from anywhere to get the almost full functionality of Business One on, again, on your desktop computer, and starting patch level 4 of 9.2 also on the iPad.
All right. Okay. Cool. So it looks like Business One,
Yeah.
but it's so the only thing you're using on this iPad is not Business One installed or whatever. It's just Safari and
Just-
the URL,
just
and
a
that's
link.
it. Yeah.
Correct.
Just needs to be
Correct.
set up in the background.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, so can you? I guess you can make a sales quotation or something like
Yeah,
that,
sure.
right? If you're at the customer.
Yeah. So as I log in, first of all, what it would do is basically translate anything I see on my desktop application to the browser. So if I have like specific, widgets on my cockpit and so on, it's going to show that. So I can also access the main menu, just to give you a little bit of a look and feel of how to create a document. So I'm going to go ahead and just select the customer in this example. I can select an item. So again, it's all touch, right? So of course I can type in if I need. So I can scroll down if I don't see the whole screen, like I have it in this case. And I'm going to add my sales order. My sales quotation.
For the printer, that's good.
Yeah. So now I can go back to the sales order, just take a look at it. For example, I can email it directly from the iPad. I can, it's just using the standard mailing functionality from Business One. So it's going to basically generate a PDF and attach it as an attachment to the email. So I can, of course, display it. This will, any reports that I'm printing will open like a separate tab on my iPad, so I can see the printout, how it's going to look. When I close the tab, I'm back in Business One. Some other things I can do is go ahead and drill down to my customer. Using those drill downs. All right, and in patch level 4, again, we have introduced a new advanced dashboard called Customer 360. which is, if you guys are familiar with that, you could create those dashboards yourself, but now we kind of created for you a customer 360, which you can access either from another dashboard or again from the master data right here. And this will give me a really nice view of everything about my customer, from general information to sales information to logistics, receivables, and so on, again, directly from the master data. So I can do a lot of the stuff, almost like I would say 90% from my iPad.
Okay, cool. And you can use this way of accessing this browser access not only on an iPad, right? You can also do that on a laptop.
Correct,
right?
correct, yeah.
Okay. Really cool. And how does it work with the navigation stuff? Because it's a little bit, it's touch, right? So you don't use the mouse. So I saw sometimes it popped up like a red square where you need to enter something, etc.
So for example, well, let me try to close this. Let's go ahead and maybe open again a document. So I really like, this is specific version for iPad, and you would notice that that there is a little icon right here where I can switch between edit mode and read only mode. So if by default it's going to be on a read only because I don't want to accidentally touch or delete anything. So then I cannot really do anything. I can browse through existing documents or reports, but if I switch to the edit mode, then as I click on a field, it becomes available to me. And as you notice, it also put like a little red rectangle around the field. I can also hide the main menu, the top menu, so I have a little bit more space. And I think, as any iPad, I can kind of switch it to be horizontal or vertical as I wish.
All right. Okay. Awesome. Super cool. All right. We're pretty much to the end of the presentation. Can you just swap back to the slide deck in the last slide? So we're actually going to have one slide, but thank you very much. So this is some of the the features of Business One, the Excel report. We got a lot of requests from customers. It's very much coming from customers that we have implemented this. That you can have time functions and easily put things together. We think it's excellent for accountant, the bookkeeping, but it could also be for sales managers, right? And the intelligence forecasting could be useful, but it also gave, why we want to talk about it here is really, this is the direction things are going. Very simple, easy interface, a lot of data in the back there just being processed by HANA for you as a user. You just change stuff. You're going to see a lot more coming in that area in the future. And then we have mobile. Mobile is very important for us, as we heard. You heard Jeff yesterday's keynote, digital transformation. First thing he said, which is the first thing you have to do, go mobile. Don't forget, go mobile. And you have a number of options here to get going with Business One. A lot of these things comes as part of your maintenance contract. With Business One, so that's very, very good for you financially, let's say in that way. And the browser, thank you. And then the browser access, where you don't have to install anything on your laptop. You can connect, from Internet Explorer, Chrome, whatever, Safari on an iPad. You can have access. Hey, one question I forgot to ask you, Idit.
Yes.
Our company, we have some small add-ons that we have built for Business One. Can that also run and work on the browser access on an iPad, for example?
Yeah, I mean, in principle, yes. Because all the browser access does, it kind of translate the screens that are coming from the application. So if you have add-ons that have new screens, new fields in them, they should translate. But of course, it's worth checking it before you deploy it.
Okay, so if the add-on we used SDK, we used the standard SAP user interface tools, UI, then it should in principle work, right? Okay,
correct.
Great. Can you go to the last slide, please?
Yes.
All right, so that was really some snapshot of some of the new things coming. If you're interested in more about 9.2, right after this session in this room, this lady will continue without me.
Just stay.
You can stay and you will hear more about 9.2. So can you,
For some reason,
something
let me
not
see.
working?
No, let me see.
Oh, yeah, now it's working.
Okay, I'm just
A last
gonna-
comment from you. So I think we have an extremely nice ecosystem with SAP of partners and customers. SAP really passionate about Business One, and actually 7 of the Partner Advisory Council partners in North America has worked together to put together a Business One book, 800 pages of how to master Business One. So written by partners, implemented hundreds of customers. And I just wanted to make a small promotion for this. You can go on the SAP website. We have really problems with the connections here. But SAP Press, you can go and you can search for Business One book. So Carl Lewis from Vision 33 has been driving that project, and I think it's an excellent book to reserve yourself. And especially if you have new people coming into your organization, you need to get going on Business One. Say, hey, welcome, first day in our company. Here's an 800-page book for you. Please complete it tomorrow, and we can continue the talking. Yeah. So I think we have problems showing that slide, but search on the internet, or speak with Carl and anybody else, Business One partners, they'll tell you more about that book. All right, thank you very much for your attention, and thanks for being a Business One customer.